Happy Monday, everyone. Good to be here. Good to see you all. We have what we like to say an extra special show for you today. We have some guests who I think are pretty amazing, pretty hot, if you will. They are guests that we don't always get, but we have them today. So I hope everyone enjoyed a good weekend. And I hope you did well in the crypto markets. They were pretty hot last week, and I'm expecting more of the same this week. And my co host, Andrea, is ready to make her debut. She will be with us momentarily. And wow, it's good to see you all. We've been on hiatus, if you will, a couple of weeks there where we just needed to get our businesses in order. And once we did that, Andrea and I said, well, I think it is time to go back and say hi to our fans and followers. And so we're glad to be here. We are glad that you didn't forget us because we certainly didn't forget you. But sometimes life happens. There she is.
Yep, I was here going, I'm here. I'm here. Yes.
I
Well,
saw it in the chat. I'm here. I'm here.
yeah. So I am so glad that we
Good
are
to see
back.
you, Andrea. How are you?
Yeah. I'm wonderful. It's been a beautiful summer. We've had so
Okay.
many wonderful, amazing things
So
happening.
the camera, there she is. How are you, Andrea?
I'm hunky dory. Yeah, everything has been absolutely fabulous. It's been a really great hot summer, and it's a great hot time to be talking about what else has been created in the couple weeks that we had a break so that we could be having extra pull time, learn some new things, learn some new techniques. George, thanks for being here with us. I'm so excited. So we want to start right away by reminding people that we're a part of bees.social. Bees.social, m2cash.com. By the way, bees.social is actual a website, and you are listening to us here on Women in Crypto. I'm Dr. Andrea Adams Miller, my co-host Ellen Harris. We just really love this idea that there's so many new things and new innovation happening, and we want to let people not only know about our DAO and what we're doing with bees.social, but what else is happening in the world with what other people are creating and how we can all work in tandem to know more about what is accessible to us and how we might be able to become financially literate in our own world and become innovative with the things that we do with our business interests and our personal lives. So Ellen, if you're ready, I think we'll thank our sponsors and then bring our guests on. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right. So again, thanks to Bees.social. Thanks to Tim Judge for having us here on Bees Social TV. To Rickster Shear for being our wonderful executive producer and IT guy. I couldn't be more thankful for you to be here and to help us get on the air. And to the Red Carpet Connection and to executiveconsultants.com. Oh, did I say that wrong, Ellen?
um, yes, Business Accelerated Executive Management Consultants.
Thank you very much. And and then our project, of course, that we give a little love on is the Keep Smiling movement. It's a nonprofit, so we save lives with smiles by creating a dose of hope. So we have two guests tonight, and I'm so excited to have them here. Let's go ahead and bring them on. I always like to see people while we're talking about them, rather
Yes.
than just talking about them with them not here. So Kyle Chisamore, I'm so glad to have you, and we have you just as Shim. So
Yeah,
is it Shimon Moore? Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Shim's good.
Shim's all right. Like Madonna, we have Shim.
That is exactly right. Exactly like Madonna.
And because he has guitars behind him, it's obvious that he's here because he is a famous painter, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm well known for my,
Yeah.
for my
I
scrawls.
figured you were here. You were the Da Vinci of everything.
I've been
So,
very lucky.
who wants to go first? Like, how did you guys get started in the crypto world? What sparked your interest?
Kyle, why don't you go first? You're the man of the hour.
So basically, I got into crypto because I didn't like my 9 to 5.
Okay.
It was, yeah. So basically, yeah, I quit my 9 to 5 after about a year of successful trading, and once I became profitable as a trader, I decided go full time with it. It was a huge transition for me. I don't know. How about you, Shim?
I basically got into it I started to get into it at the beginning of 2020, straight up for the money. One of my favorite things is to go on YouTube channels and they go, why did you get into crypto? Everyone starts because they want to make some more money. And then I discovered NFTs. And once I started to research the technology and the capabilities of the blockchain technology, and I understood what NFTs were and the power of them, then I started to really realize, all right, I need to make a transition, because the music business and the entertainment business, in terms of distribution and product content creation, is broken. And this is going to be, hopefully, a version of this technology will be the next 5 to 50 year plan of how people are going to be consuming their content and music. So I actually reached out to Kyle because I was learning to trade. I was already trading, and I was like, I want to always be better, as the best that I can be at everything that I'm doing. So I reached out to Kyle, and he was like, are you that guy from that band? And I was like, yeah. You're that guy from those awesome trades that I've been seeing? And I was like, yeah. So he had just started building InvestiShare, which is now our company, which is a cryptocurrency trading platform, teaching you everything you need to know about how to trade responsibly, how all of it works. And now moving into NFTs next year, probably. And we just started working on it together and turned it into something where you can literally just sign up. And if you don't know anything about crypto, you can learn everything to get to the point from zero to profitability. So we started working on that in January, and now we're at the point where we're talking to you guys and everything's live and going.
So I have a question. Do you remember your very first trade?
Me personally? Yeah,
Yes.
I'll go first, because mine was luck and Kyle's was probably a lot more calculated. Mine was, I bought Bitcoin. I put in 1,000. It went up the next day, and I thought I was a genius. And then it went down, and I lost money, and I pulled it out and panicked. And I immediately went, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to stop doing things, and I'm going to start learning. And I didn't do anything for about 5 months. And so that was technically a trade, but that was the thing that made me get into, oh, this is a whole thing that I have no idea what I'm doing. Kyle, what about you?
Well, yeah, I got into trading because I actually fell into a scam when I first got into the crypto space. Like, a scam was actually what brought me into Bitcoin and learning about cryptocurrency and all that fun stuff. Basically, yeah, after I realized, okay, I can't fall for like a scam like this again, I started learning into getting into trading and stuff like that. And the only thing I had left over was $26. Which is like, yeah, it starts off as like a bad story, but I flipped that $26, and today it's 12 Bitcoin, and I haven't reinvested or anything like that. I scaled that $26 all the way up to just above like $300,000. My first trade, though, I can't actually remember my very first trade, because I've done like hundreds since then. But I'd say my very first like profitable trade, like when I started getting very, very profitable, is after learning risk management, like getting the full understanding of risk management. And from there, I just skyrocketed. But yeah, I
Which
can't
is
tell
one
you
of the
my very
most
first
important
trade.
things that we teach in InvestiShare
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
That's one of the biggest things that our community comes back to us and says, nobody is teaching risk management as effectively as we have been. And we started the whole thing literally on the phone. We were like, why doesn't anyone teach this? We should just focus on teaching this to separate ourselves from the pack. So it is the number one thing that turns experience into profitability.
Well, you went into an area that few people understand. Risk management, it's huge. So you were very smart.
So we, just to give you guys a little bit of background more about us. So bees.social, we have a university as well. And so you can go to bees.social and get redirected in different places. And then we have the socialbees.io, which houses our NFTs and some other information. Also allows different opportunities for people who are interested in doing projects. So our DAO then will pick up different people's projects, help support them. They vote on whether, we should help someone or not. We have multiple different companies that we're helping now to create their own things. Other artists as well. We're helping with starwire.io. They have the Mofo Goats as their NFTs, which are doing very well, and we have the bees. The bees themselves, we've become a whole hive and have done very well. And I came in April of 2020, and I think Ellen did it around that same time. And we weren't a full-fledged DAO then. We were just a group of people. We had private investors, and we're really looking at how do we do this? How do we enter this world? People in a way that's positive, it's about humanitarian, it's about using your how to use it as a voting chip, so to speak, so that you're being very instrumental in being financially intelligent, financial literacy, and helping other people in the world. And that's what's happened. So it's done well. And, we've seen things rise and fall as well. And now we have a M2 Cash cryptocurrency trading that we can use with that, which is one of our other coins that we have that is still very low to come into. And it looks like it's going to project to do very well for people to be able to use for trading and for investing in things and purchasing things from other people. So I've been really proud.
That's awesome.
And keep in mind, we do not give investment advice. This is strictly a fun project. We do this because we love the excitement and the enthusiasm. So you get no advice here.
Gotta make sure you say that. If there's any lawyers watching, gotta make sure you put that in there.
Yes,
that's right. That's right.
Yes.
Excuse me 1 second. Just gotta make. Oh, this is my boy coming in to check on something.
Oh, great. Well, we'd love to meet early adopters. Hi.
Oh.
Hi, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to turn the TV back on? Did it turn off? I'll turn it back on for you.
So I love him being there. So my grandchildren, they have wallets, even though they really don't understand what that means. So they were 2 and
All right, I'm gonna go turn the TV back on for you. I'll be 30 seconds. Sorry about that.
But when they were 2 and 5, when we created the wallets for them, and now they're 3 and 6, and of course they have no idea what that means or what that looks. Although I know other kids who are 6 and do know what it's like to have a wallet. Kyle, what's the youngest person you've known whose family's working with their children?
Well, I have my own children. They obviously have their own wallets too. You can't not get them a wallet. My son Jaden, who's 7, though, I taught him the rules of a trading strategy. I told him there's only 3 rules that you have to follow. So just tell me when you want to buy it and when we should short. And he has an 80% win rate trading a Vulture band strategy from that we developed through InvestiShare. So if a 7-year-old can do it, I'm guessing anyone can do it, which is kind of nice. So long as you know the rules, it's a game to them, right? And especially with children, they don't have the emotional attachment that we do to money, so they won't have that influence when they're pressing the buy or the sell button, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah, I like that. In doing that, they can see how things go. Now they do see that there is a negative in numbers, but if they're not attached to the competition of a win or a lose, just it's a plus or a minus, then it allows them to see that money comes and money goes. And I love that. I appreciate that you're teaching your kids that. So are you able to tell us the 3 strategies, or is that something that we need to be a part of?
You can tell you the strategies, but good luck understanding them. They're pretty at the next level. I have trouble understanding them. For anyone who's wondering, Kyle is the trade coach. My job is the mindset coach. And half of Kyle's trade strategies are like, man, okay, I need to get a couple of cups of coffee, sit down for 3 days and really study this to understand how to implement it. So yeah, go ahead, Kyle, tell them everything, see what happens.
I love that, because when you give people the farm, unless they have the tools and resources and know how to do it, they have seeds and hoes and a wagon, but they really don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, the Vulture band strategy is actually relatively simple to understand. I could actually verbally say it, and you probably get a decent understanding if you've looked at like a trading view chart before. So basically, if the price action's below the 500 EMA on like the hourly chart, then your buy should always be doing shorts. If it's above, the price action's above the 500 EMA, your buy should only be doing longs. So you're trading with the trend with that one indicator. So that's one rule, using that indicator to tell you whether you should be doing shorts or should be doing longs. The Vulture band indicator, after you do the settings that we have it set up in our course, basically when price action breaks out of the Vulture band, it shows that there's a strong chance it's going to be retracing from buyer's exhaustion. So if it goes above the Vulture bands, then you should be preparing to do a short, but only if we're below the 500 EMA. So you have to follow those two rules. Another idea, then the other indicator that we use is like the MFI. It's the money flow index. It also tells you when buyers or sellers are exhausted, whether like there's buyer's exhaustion or seller's exhaustion, and you use that indicator to tell you in confluence to the other two rules to either short or long. And I think that might have been too much to say verbally.
No, that was fine. I was about to stop you. I was about to be like, that's where we need to stop. Because the best thing is that as we started to scale inside InvestiShare, you can learn one strategy, you can make a little bit of money from it. You can learn another strategy and you can start to use them together. Within the community, Kyle and other coaches of ours are giving signals of here's how I'm using the strategy. Here's why I'm placing a trade here versus here. Not financial advice, of course. And then you can learn as you go. So you can start with a very simple explanation and you can place a very sensible risk managed trade and learn as you're going. And then it gets to the point where if I was to let Kyle talk for half an hour, he'd go through 5 or 6 other trade strategies that can work in conjunction with each other. And then you start to get into really big profit margins because you're outsmarting everybody. It takes time though. That's the thing that people find the most frustrating, which is one of the most important parts of the course at the beginning in the mindset training is don't sign up for 30 days and think you're going to be a millionaire. Don't think you're going to make any money in the first month. Sign up because you want to change your life, because you want to have a positive impact on yourself and your life and your family, and you're willing to expand your mind to new concepts that take time. I've literally felt my brain inside my head feel exhausted. You know how you go to the gym, you do a pump and you feel fatigued? My brain has felt fatigued after some of the learning that I did 2 years ago when I first started getting into this stuff. It's crazy. So thank you, Kyle. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love hearing that you guys have included the mindset piece. From my experience throughout my whole world and my career, I always find that the more I learn, the more I'm unknowledgeable in other areas, and so then I strive to learn more. And so my motto is the more I learn, the dumber I is. That's how I feel. Like I almost feel like because I feel that mental fatigue, and I almost feel like I can't even speak correctly for the stuff I do know because I'm almost fatigued out. And then until I get that, and then once I've adopted that and understand that, then I get into that solid state again. And then again, I'm like now realizing what else I don't know and what I can go learn. And I encourage people to do that. And along the way, I became trained in NLP and hypnosis and use all of those techniques to help overcome, the mental fatigue, to help expand our mind. Because a lot, when we hear people say, crypto, I can't do that. I can't get it. They have just created that limiting belief, like what you're talking about, Shim. They've created that block that they cannot. So the idea that you're helping them come to the idea that they can, and if they're willing to learn, they're willing to put in the time, and they know that at first it's a game. And I love that, because if you're in it too only for the money, we had some situations with some pools where people put money in and had a certain, I remember when I had many zeros after mine. and then some things happened and there was a drop, and I stayed in it for the long haul, and the long haul hasn't gone back up yet. And so if it were an 18-wheel tractor, it's sitting on 2. And then hopefully someday it'll go back up, and I'm willing to go for that long haul. But other people who were looking for that short-term return, some of them gave up, some of them gave out, some of them sold, some of them just are distraught. They lost faith, and those are all things that can happen with anything. You really have to play the long game in anything in your life, in my opinion.
Well, the most important thing is patience and the mindset. The mindset is critical, but patience is the underpinning, I think, of your mindset.
Yeah.
So Yeah, thank you
100%.
for bringing
Especially
that
when
forward
you,
to us.
yeah, when you start the trading. But one of the things that Kyle and I discussed when we started InvestiShare was that you hear about traders talk about the type of trader they are. I'm a breakout trader, or I'm a long or a short, or I'm a leverage trader, and you realize that people have styles, and styles are based on personal disposition, and risk management is based on risk tolerance, and all of
Right.
these things come together, and you go, okay, so there isn't one thing that works for everyone. Everyone has different wants and needs and styles. So that's why we said, well, we're going to have different types of coaches that have different styles, so that you can literally come in and learn enough to discover what your style is and what works for you. And you might say, well, I want to do the types of trades where I place it and come back in a week. I don't want to think about it, and my risk management is really tight, and then I just don't think about it because I can't handle it. And some people are like, I want to be glued to the screen like a roller coaster, and I want to do nothing but scalping on the 1 minute candles, and then there's everything in between. So like depending on who you are, but a lot of people don't discuss that in crypto. They're like, you want to make money, you got to do this. It's bollocks. It's crap. It's not real. It's not real. There's a million ways to make money. You just have to, what you need to figure out is, who are you really? That's what you need to figure out. And then you find the strategy that works in with who you are really, because you can say you're a type of person, lose 20% in a day. You'll find out who you really are.
That's the truth.
Oh yeah, yeah. When I saw that first happen, yeah, I was like,
You
oh
think you're cool. You think you're cool, and you want to reach through the screen and just rip it back out.
yeah, and you know it's gone. You're like, well,
Yeah.
that's the end of that. And again,
Donated to the market.
yeah, and so tell me a little bit more about that for you guys too, like how you saw people responding, in their world. How have you seen people, both positive and negative, handle the challenges of that? Which to me, it doesn't have to be a challenge. It can be a game, like how you mentioned, and then for other people, it's a challenge. So tell me what you saw happen.
Happened when people started to incur their first losses. Kyle, what's the most common thing that happens when someone calls you and says, dude, I lost, help? What do they do?
Well, it's very situational, honestly. So it depends on like if they're still in the losing trade, or if they close the losing trade. If they close the losing trade, then good on them. Then it's a lesson. They paid for a lesson. If they lost $100, that's $100 lesson. If they let it become a lesson. So the goal is, at least this is how we coach people in InvestiShare, and whenever you lose a trade, we have a section where you post your loss, so we can go through that loss together and find out why it happened, so it can happen a lot less or never again. But yeah, it's super situational. Like there are ways to recover from a loss while still being in an active trade.
But you need a Kyle if you want to do that half the time. You need a Kyle.
That's true.
Luckily, we're building a Kyle. We're building 5 Kyles. We're building trading bots by the end of the year that you can start to use as well. But
yeah, need to
I
clone
think,
me,
one of the things that what happens is 2 reactions normally. One is, I lost a bunch of money. I knew this wasn't for me. And it goes back to what you were saying, Andrea, where they're like, I can't do this. So you put a trade in, you lose your money, go, I was right, I can't do it. I knew I was right. You never should have told me I could do this. You were wrong, I was right, I'm out, and they bounce. And then you go, well, I guess they were right. Right? Or they sit there and they go, if you actually adopt, we have an entire mindset course from beginning to end, specifically designed to be like, there's an entire section of, when you lose your first trade, watch this course. And here's your mantra, here's the things you work on, here's the way to view it. Go away for 2 hours, have lunch, come back with a full belly, look at what you did wrong. All of them, walking you through your first serious loss to go, okay, this is not the time to leave, this is the time to learn. This is the time to sit down and focus and humble yourself. And then if you can get through it, then you will evolve very quickly, because nothing hurts more than losing money. Nothing hurts more than losing money when you know you literally just threw it away. You put it in there and then they just took it. And you go, and you have to look at yourself and say, I chose to do that. That was a choice. No one came in my house and robbed me. I handed it over. It's like Vegas. And that's not what we're doing. We're not gambling. We're trading. And it's all about mindset, risk management, and strategy. And if you just learn them, I swear to God, I went to my wife last year and I said, I'm going to go really deep into this crypto thing. And she was like, okay, tell me why. And I said, the only reason that I haven't made more money in this, I've made good money, but I want to go full time. I want to be doing this a lot. The only reason I haven't been more successful is because I don't know more things. We hear stories about people that either lose money or people that make heaps of money. The only difference between those two people has got to be the amount of knowledge and experience they have. So if I get more knowledge and experience, I know I can get this. And she was like, great, go do it. Because that's the only deciding factor. The market doesn't care about how old you are, what color your skin is, where you grew up, what country you're in, what you nothing. Doesn't care. It's did you place the trade at the right time and exit the trade at the right time? It doesn't care about anything. And that's the best part about it. You can be any age, any level of experience, and you can figure it out. That doesn't apply to most things in the real world.
Yes.
Very much so. So tell me about all right, so as you guys have been doing this and as you're learning and growing, who have been your mentors? What have you been following that have helped you get to where you're at?
Kyle?
For me, it's a bit of a long story. So I was trading in this tournament under Bybit, and I was in third place out of 20,000 people. And there's this one guy that came out of nowhere who was like 2000th place or something like that, and then just beat me and got first place in a single week. And the tournament was a month-long tournament, and I had to look him up. And it was Bitjin was his name and channel and stuff like that. So I looked him up, found out he's from Korea, couldn't understand a single word he said. So I actually ended up hiring him for an hour, and it cost $1,500 for an hour. And
Nice.
I also had to pay a translator for the actual call too. And this is like back before I made a decent amount of money trading. So that was a lot of money to me. Like that was a lot of money to me. But I knew if I wanted to do this full time and be serious with this, I needed to educate myself. So I pulled the trigger, spent the money on it, and it was the best decision of my trading career. This guy, even though I didn't understand a word he said, thank God for the translator, it's completely changed my trading game. And that's where I learned about like proper risk management and how to use those risk management strategies to turn it from gambling into an actual full-time income.
Well, first of all, let me commend you on investing in yourself. I'm consistently telling people that if you want your life to be different, you have to invest in the people that know things that you don't know. And that may be just investing your time, that may be investing a read, that may be investing money in a product or a service or in a mentor. And the fact that you were willing to do that because you had this idea that this is something that's important and valuable to me means a lot to me, because I see it and encourage people to be like you guys and to follow along with what you're doing. And are you guys?
Sorry,
We
Andrea.
lost you, Andrea.
I think she'll come back in a minute.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just out of
that was me that went out. I didn't know who went out. I thought it was you guys. Are you comfortable with saying how old you are?
Yeah. It's kind of funny. Him and I have the same birthday.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, we started working we started brainstorming the idea of we were starting to talk about working together. And Carl called me up and he was like, "Do you know that we have the same birthday?" And I'm like, "No." He said, "I looked you up. Wikipedia. We have the same birthday." I was like, "That's a one in
That's
that." If you placed a trade on those odds and won, we'd be happy. We were like, "All right, I think we need to start working together."
Yeah. So I just turned 29 years old.
And I'm exactly 10 years older. So I'm 39.
Yeah.
And I'm very comfortable with saying my age. I'm very happy about being 39.
Well, beautiful.
Good for
Well,
you.
I'm glad to hear that. And you look younger. So there you go. See, that's what I love that too, because you don't necessarily look your age. You look much, both of you look much younger than you are.
It's
And
because we
I
don't
wanted,
care.
thank you
I'm
for
serious.
that.
I'm like, if you just stop caring, be like, how old are you? It doesn't matter anymore. I make good money. I learn things rapidly. I crush. I assist people. I'm a valuable member of the community. Who cares how old you are, dude? I don't care.
I'm going to
Sometimes I
borrow
wish
that
people
from
would say,
you.
you
I
look
like that.
old. You've got 2 kids and you're working full time. Like, you look old. Why doesn't anyone say that anymore? You don't look good. You look like you're struggling. I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent. Andrea, continue. I'm
I
sorry.
think it's a beautiful tangent because one of the things that I have noticed more and more with social media is now everybody's using all these filters, and I purposely will not use them. I now, with all of my pictures, even though I'm a photographer and have all these opportunities to edit away flaws, lines, whatever, I don't. I refuse to use them because I want to show up as I show up. Now, I will admit that the pictures on my Facebook, my headshot, those are edited. I did not do them. Those were gifted to me when I had my headshots done. And I didn't have the heart to say, oh, I'm perfectly fine with just looking just like me. You didn't need to make them a little fancier. So I just received them and said, thank you. However, that I have thought about that a lot, that I'm ready to do new headshots that are not filtered at all, because I'm perfectly okay with the way that I look just the way I am. And I think I need to be
Yeah,
a role model for that.
that's
Mhm.
right. That's right. Yes. Stand up for what you look like.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. And the reason I asked you your age, for true transparency for everyone watching, is I want them to be able to see that there's so many different age levels of people who are doing successful things in the world of cryptocurrency. And I don't want that to be a limiting belief based on whether they, are 20 like Ellen, or 53 like me, or 29 or 39, whatever
That's
ages they
nice.
may
That was
be.
smooth,
I
I
just
mean,
caught
Andrea.
that.
I picked up what you're putting down. I know Ellen picked it up. Beautiful. No, I think it's one of the reasons that one of the things that I think I bring InvestiShare is the stupid. I think I'm much more relatable than Kyle, because Kyle's too smart for his own good. And he looks like it too. He really does look like the kind of guy that you're like, you can meet him at a party, he'd say, hi, my name's Kyle. And you go, can you take my money and turn it into more money? Like, that's what he
Every
looks like
day.
every day. I don't want to
Every
learn
day I
things.
get that message.
Yeah. I don't want to learn things. I just want you to take my money and turn it into more money. And like, we'll be like partners. And so I actually told him, I'm like, listen, you're too smart for your own good. You need a little stupid in the equation. And I'm a guy from a band. No one expects me to understand a Bollinger Band strategy, or what the RSI is, or how it works and how it affects the short position. But like, I get it. I'm never going to get it as good as this guy. But no one expects a guy from a band that used to sing about how he hates his parents and he doesn't understand why, to suddenly be able to process all of this shit, let alone teach it. So the idea of being at any part of your life, at any age, at any skill set, you could be a carpenter, you could have no idea about maths. The first thing Kyle told me when we met, he was like, you don't need to know maths, dude. You don't need to know maths. You need to understand basic percentages. And you know basic percentages because you buy groceries. Like, you can figure that, you can put that in your head. Like, everyone has that basic thing of like, well, if you put $2 down and you get $1.50 change, you can figure out the percentage. So no, it's not out of anyone's reach. And I think that's really unfair that a lot of people make out, and they sell these courses for what overpriced courses that are undervalued, that deliver nothing, just because they say, you feel stupid, right? Crypto makes you feel stupid. We'll figure it out for you. And then you mortgage your house to pay for a course that gives you nothing, as opposed to just, it's so easy. It's really simple. Just 1, 2, 3, and stick with it. Stick with it like anything.
Yeah.
Well, I love this. So tell us a little bit more about you being a musician. So, like I said, we support different projects within Social, and one of them is we have with Starwire. We have another group within that. My brain is eluding me right now, but they are in the entertainment business, and they've created a smart contract with Starwire.io, and the smart contract is so that whether they're doing video production, a movie, writing a book, whatever it could be, anything in entertainment, or that could be perceived as entertainment, so that everybody is paid, and the smart contract is made such that the money, when it comes in, is filtered according to percentages, how it was set up at the beginning, so that everybody gets taken care of. And so you're not relying on that one accountant to make sure that they've done everything right. And so we've been really excited about that. So we have a lot of musicians and people in the entertainment world. And actually this morning, I don't know if you guys are familiar with funk as a genre. Bootsy Collins' son, Bootsy is known as the king of funk. Yeah,
I know Bootsy.
His son. Yeah, so I get to meet Bootsy this weekend, I think. His son, Uwe.
You know what, dude? When you meet Bootsy, can you tell him that Shim from Sick Puppies said hi? Because he came on stage with us once in his hometown. He was a big fan of the bass player in my band. He'll remember. He'll be like, what's that white boy doing now?
I will ask. Yeah, because they have an event this weekend, and then he's emceeing another event I'm going to October 7th. And Uwe, so Uwe, their son, Uwe, he has his own music. He's Uwe Collins and the Funk Squad, and he was on another show that I introduced. I'm on the air.
We lost you.
Okay, she'll come back.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
I've been timing.
Yeah.
It's about 10 seconds each time.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on there in the world. Yeah, it's just keep everybody on their toes. See, and I love this. See what a small world this is. So even though you and I haven't had the chance to meet, we're one person away from meeting each other, and who've and having this really great experience. So tell me more about your music background and your band and what you're still doing with music now.
Oh, my stuff was simple. I was in a band. Was in a band since I was like 13 years old. We signed to Capitol. We had 3 records. We toured all over the world, and we did that stuff for about 10 years. And then, usual thing, the band split up. I moved into doing some solo stuff, and then COVID happened. And then, right when COVID was starting, I started a live stream for all of my fans and just kept doing my thing from home, which is when I started to get into crypto and NFTs. And now my next release is actually going to be the InvestiShare theme song, which is literally the audio experience of what it's like when you're starting crypto, all the way through to profitability, and all of the bad actors that come through until you finally step up and learn, basic risk management and how to protect yourself at all times. And then it's an anthem for everyone that joins InvestiShare, but it's also a dope song. So I'm literally working on that as soon as we jump off this call. I'm finishing that right now. And then after that, I'll always keep making NFTs. I'll be making crypto-related NFTs and, figuring it out from there. Right now, my focus is InvestiShare. So I'll put the music to the side for the short term until I figure out the best way to do it next, because a lot of people in the music business, especially artists, are complaining about royalty payouts. They spend a lot of time complaining. Oh, I've got to do all this and I can't do it. And a lot of I can't. And so I just stopped doing anything until I figured out the can. And the NFT route is the can. So I'm moving into that.
Well, I'll be sure to introduce you to my friends with the smart contract. They also have a television radio, pod like this show called Star Talk. So I'll definitely introduce you guys to them. They might love to have you on. And then will you repeat the band name? Because I'm not familiar with it.
It was Sick Puppies. It was like a punk rock band.
I do know who Sick Puppies is. Now that you repeat the name, I'm like, I do know that. I don't know that I have any of the music, but I am aware that I
bands. Yeah, we were one of those bands where you hear a song and you go, "Oh, that's you." Okay, oh, that song. It's not like but you'd hear it and you go, "Oh, I remember that one." Yeah, it was on the radio for a couple of years all over the place. Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Me. And I've always introduced myself as that guy from that band with that song. That's how I introduce myself.
Perfect way to do that. And then how did you two meet again?
I
He
tracked him down. You go. You tell
he
this
tracked
one.
me down.
Bromance.
So yeah. So basically, he messaged me. I totally thought it was just a fan made account because like, there's no way it's the real Shim because I actually like learned how to play guitar because of this guy, and so I thought it was like there's no way it's the real him. But I'll message him, reply to his questions and help him out, because I answer all my DMs like no matter how crazy the questions are. I reply to them as much as I possibly can, and I didn't believe it was him until he told me to jump on his like live stream on Twitch, and I was like, oh, it's legit. And then he said he wants to do like a call with me. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. One of the yeah. So yeah, then we jumped on like a coaching call, and we just like went from there.
Yeah, I literally
cool experience.
I reached out to him because I was trading, and I like Kyle with the Korean guy. I just wanted to get better at trading. I'd been in a couple of communities. Kyle's signals were always profitable, 100% of the time, and I was like, all right, I got to talk to this guy. So I reached out. He was like, I think I know your band, cool. And then we got on the phone, and I went through the whole site, and I was like, are you building an education platform? Because my goal is to learn enough to build an education platform. And he was like, yeah, I just started really fleshing this thing out. And I was like, cool, well, what if you did this? And what if you did that? And then like a month later, we were like, all right, let's start working together properly. It just kind of happened very naturally.
Yeah. Quite amazing. Ellen, have you ever had a situation like that where you have another celebrity or mentor that you look up to that just ended up in your world?
Yes, indeed. Wow. I had a few of them. One that comes to mind, Chet Holmes.
Chet.
Yeah.
I'm friends with his daughter, Amanda.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah. He was my first coach mentor, and I absolutely loved him. I just thought he was so smart. And he came from the same area of Manhattan that I did, which is Midtown, and worked for all of the big banks and all of the big companies. And I was brokenhearted when he passed away. So I always think whatever I know in that area of executive management, I learned from him. He was one smart individual.
His work is still followed by many people all over the world. So it's Chet Holmes, and just an amazing guy. So look him up, and if you can find some great reads of his, they're still out there. He's a great person to follow. His daughter Amanda's a beautiful woman. Yeah, that's a fun world. I had one recently. Uwe Collins brought a guest on today with him. His name is, we call him Action. And while we were talking, when I was introduced to him the other night, prior to him coming on the show, he was like, yeah, my bro, blah, blah, blah. And he's talking about, Jamie this and Jamie that. And then I'm like, Jamie who? And he's like, oh, he's from All for One. And I'm like, Jamie Jones? And he's like, yeah. And I said, oh yeah, I met him. And so then I sent him a picture of Jamie and I together. And he's like, what? Like, oh, I know, I met him. And I just love these opportunities where we can see that our worlds, we really revolve. We have different circles that we're in, but we're really revolving all in one community together. And we have an opportunity in the crypto world to do it even tighter. And I'm really excited about that. So we've already spent all of our time together. Like
we did.
We're already out. So tell us how we can find out more about InvestiShare, what we can do to follow up with you.
Very simple. It's just InvestiShare.com. InvestiShare.com. The concept is we study investing and we share the strategies and concepts. So it's InvestiShare.com. Everything's up there. There's an affiliate system where if you want to start helping to promote and sell the membership course, you can actually get 50% of everything that you make. So it's the same thing Andy Robbins does, basically the most profitable affiliate system on the planet. So even if you don't want to do trading, you can help by just being involved in the crypto conversations, and you can help make a passive income doing that. And that's the number one place to find us. That's all the information is right there. Did I miss anything?
Yeah. No, man, that's everything.
I'll definitely sign up to do that. I'll sign up to be an affiliate, and then we'll add that. So if we get to pick the name, I'll just make it already be Keep Smiling if I'm allowed to pick that. And if that works, then we'll do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
measure.
Yeah. So that way, if people are watching this, we can come back. That way, we can help spread the love and create more smiles in the world by doing such a thing. And then we can do more with, helping other people to learn things and learn more. And we want to remind everyone that we really appreciate Tim Judge and the channel here, Be Social TV. We appreciate Bees.social community and the socialbees.io, which we still have NFTs. We still have an auction every week. We have queens and bees and a great game that's going on all the time. M2 Cash is still live and well. You can go to m2cash.com or m2.cash as well to learn more about that. And we want to thank Rickster for being our IT executive producer and helping us here. And again, Ellen, say your website again.
Business-accelerated company.
Business-accelerated.com. I haven't said it for a month now. I forget it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the redcarpetconnection.com, and we love on www.thekeepsmilingmovement.org, where we save lives with smiles by creating a dose of hope.
Let me just say quickly, if you really want to be in contact with me, go to my LinkedIn. It's Ellen J. Harris. And that's my name, and that's me on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Great way to find you. And again, I'm Dr. Andrea Adams Miller, of course, Ellen J. Harris, my co-host. We're so glad to be back on the air with you, talking with other people about how we can create more information in the world so that we can help give back to you, so that you can in turn give back to others and pay it forward. Hashtag keep smiling, everyone. And we are so glad that you were here with us on Women in Crypto. We look forward to following up with you and hearing what happens in a couple months.
Guys. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Have a great day.
Oh, thank you. Bye-bye.